Good guys, we're back for Powerlifting Talks, episode 7. Just before we get too into it, just please remember to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Now, squat PR day or heavy single day, whichever one you like to say. This was a big day for me. I haven't broke a squat PR in, oh my goodness, long time. Let me say like 8 months or so. It's been a very long time since I've gone past squat. Mainly because at some points I was like overtraining with heaviness and I'd be getting like quad pain, and then just high bar didn't sit with me right, so I started like low bar, and of course just getting into a different form, you want to be careful. So of course I wasn't pushing too hard. Heaviest signal I did before this was 375, which moves really nicely. I must say that day it moved really good. But yeah, so let's talk about warming up a little bit. I go over something slightly different, which I'm going to be implementing into all my new and future PRs, because I think it helps a lot. It's more on static hold, but specifically static holds before you do your heavy press. Now, which I've mentioned before, in general, for me, just squatting and deadlifting, it's a lot. Like I'm a bigger guy, like I'm pretty tall, I'm like 6'2", so like it's a lot more range of motion for me. So you'll notice even with the plate here and just the bar, I was doing my zombie no hand front squats for core warm up. Like I don't do too many reps. Sometimes it is good for people that are really rusty to get a lot more rep work in, as long as it doesn't end up impeding on your power. See, like already when I go to 2 plates here, I think I do like 5 or so reps, which for me is like really light. I think my record for 2 plates just going all the way out is like 23. Now you also might notice I do some pretty slow eccentrics here. Really fast concentric, just because I think especially for like squat, your descent matters so much, and on the ascent, you just want to be pushing as hard as you can. There is a merit to squatting where you want to go down as fast as possible that you can control in your eccentric, but I think control just matters so much. And I've tried fast eccentric squats, and they just don't sit too well with me. Now, already going up to 275 here, you'll already notice the reps just, well, there's not too many of them. I like to get a couple nice slow ones just to really remind myself like the form and everything. Again, this is still moving very good. This was a great day for me. I felt amazing. I'm like, you know what? We can definitely make this day. And look at that, 2 after 275. I'm going all the way 4+ plates here. So you might think, oh, can't you get away with like another 5 reps or so, get really good? I'd rather save the energy. I'd rather save the fatigue. I believe even with 315 here, I just do 1 rep. Maybe I did 2. I actually don't remember what I do here. This was a couple days ago for me. Yeah, it was 1 rep. Just one solid rep. Really getting the brain and the body used to the heavier weight. Now we're on to 340. Getting to about a quarter of a plate here. Increases. Now again, I kind of do this thing now with my setup is really focusing on squeezing my shoulder blades and my lats really hard before I press. There's one thing I definitely noticed I'm switching to high bar to low bar. Is with low bar, your shelf just doesn't feel as big and as comfy. With high bar, it definitely does because it's resting on the traps compared to the root out. So right here, I'm really trying to dig them in. I kind of do a false pickup, which I like to say. Like right there, I'll put my elbows out and I'll really tuck them in there. Helps me maintain a lot of tension. 365 today. Wow, watching this back, I realized how well that actually moves. Now here's where my new thing comes. So before my last warm-up set, I'm going to do a static hold. This static hold specifically would have been, let's see, 20 pounds over, 25 pounds over what I wanted to squat this day. And I'm going to do 10 seconds. Normally with static holds, I'll do 15. This is a rough 10 seconds, like 10 seconds in my head. Honestly, I recommend to people like timesing whatever you want to count in your head by 1.5, because divided by 1.5 is probably what you think is. So if I'm counting to 15 in my head, it's probably actually 10 seconds, because when you're lifting, time feels really fast. Okay, going into second last warm up here. So that static hold really helped me, like, again, calm my nerves. There's been way too many times I remember just being so nervous getting up to do a really heavy weight because it's like I've never felt it before. But going into it, I'm like, okay, I know what heavy feels like. You might also notice my walkouts are so efficient here. Right there, that's the heaviest low bar squat I've ever done, and it moved amazing. Here's 420. I've been going for this for quite a bit. Now, it's a little spoiler alert. I do another set of this. Okay, this is not it. I hit it, and I just wasn't too quite happy with the depth. Like looking on video here, might not look too bad. In fact, this moves stupid fast. Like I don't understand it. Just watch. Like for a PR, it should not move. You can see in the mirror there. I even like shook my head, and in that moment, I was almost debating a second rep because I was like, "Hey, that moved fast. Like felt good, but that's also probably because of depth reasons." Now here, I definitely made sure I got lower, and you can definitely see it's much more of a struggle rep here. Super happy. I was so excited to break through my squat plateau. Now I think starting with my low bar squats, 100%, I'm going to be able to push a lot harder, do a lot more weight. Yeah, that was definitely depth. Super happy here. And again, guys, it's been way too long since I got past the squat plateau. Side note, it's a bit of a shorter video here. So a little thing I'm going to try to do now, at least for squats and deadlifts, is if I went for a PR for the one, I'm going to do quite a bit lower than my PR, but for a single. So this is 4 or 5 for one on the deadlift. Yeah, still trying to stay heavy. I still like to do signals on both days, like both lifts on the same day, just to practice signals. But again, as you can tell, it's not too hard. And I like to do decently long eccentric. I feel like deadlift eccentrics is so underrated. It helps you so much to stay tight. So then I drop all the way to 365, and this is just 365 for 2, which for me is still pretty easy. And again, I would have liked not using straps here, but if I've talked to this before, my grip's definitely my weak point on my deadlift. I think if I can get my deadlift, like my grip a lot better in my deadlift will definitely explode. Something I have been doing, if you're wondering to like help increase grip, is just on my last set or most sets here, just kind of hold the bar up there for quite a bit to just get some extra forearm activation. Even here, like I hold it eccentric. Now I'm pretty tired here, so that eccentric wasn't as long as I wanted to. Right here, I want to hold it for quite a bit. Really make sure those forearms get a good work in, get some good volume in so they can become stronger. And then all the way down to 315 for 3. This is really life to me. But again, I'm trying to get to the mindset where less is more in powerlifting. Where the less you do, you might get more gains because the fatigue's not building up. That's another main thing. Bench days, like you'll notice tomorrow's video, I don't want to spoil anything, but wasn't the greatest, but we got it done. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to tamper off fatigue a little bit more. Yeah, on this last one, I was like, yeah. I was tired. You'll notice the eccentrics really fast, which is not ideal. At least you don't drop it, though. I think it's really bad if you drop it. Again, I'm going to hold it here. You can kind of see the faces I'm making because my grip is just dying out. And I couldn't do a super long eccentric. Okay, that's all the time I have today.